The next day, the East had made a lot of progress, and I was there after work to check in on them. The female was in the nest doing some stretching and a little light housework, and I assumed that the male was off somewhere gathering material. It was a really beautiful, breezy evening. Cool, peaceful, gorgeous. I sat on the ground and watched her quiet world for a bit, and then returned to the complexity of my human world as the sun began to set in the western sky. I returned the next evening to find the East nuzzling each other and working on their nest expansion project. The male was bringing new sticks to the nest in intervals of about 10 minutes or less. I have seen these herons fly off into the distance and return with nest material, but the Easts were not traveling very far, sometimes only over to the next tree. So that I would not have to record the entire time I sat there, I would try to keep one eye on the nest and the other eye on the returning herons so I knew when to start my camera. The craning neck move was a real giveaway that someone was coming home, even though sometimes I've seen these herons crane their necks at passing airplanes. At this point, they seemed to be in agreement and were smoothly working together. There was a lot of close contact between them. So I guess they patched things up. Or maybe I just misinterpreted their actions. I thought about it. Was I seeing courtship behavior as a disagreement? Was I humanizing them too much? I'm sure that an ornithologist would caution me that too much anthropomorphizing can lead to the wrong conclusion. The geese were surrounded by activity and yet completely unfazed by it. Herons are really good at paying attention to you when they're looking like they're not paying attention. There were people walking by with their dogs, passing cars, boats, airplanes, and lots of other bird species going about their business too. They ignored all of it. They were in sync with each other and seemingly oblivious to everything else. So I kept on watching and recording, at this point, completely invested in the two of them. Usually, after a heron recording session, I'm relaxed, excited to see the video I shot, and I always have a story to tell my family as soon as I get there. Typically, it goes like this: "Oh man, you should have seen what they did today," at which point they sit down and quietly listen to me. The light was beginning to fade and I needed to pack things up, but I just kept watching. There was another stick for the nest as the sun sank a little lower, and then, well, you don't need me to explain this part, do you? I can't say that this was the only time they had mated, but I was surprised and elated that I actually captured this moment between them. If you look closely, you can see the male clasp the female's crest feathers to steady himself while he mounts her. Is that what these feathers are for? Their brief union now complete, it was time to get back to nest building and business as usual. And in the coming days, I would have to manage my time between two very busy nests. And I'll show you more of that next time.